sound, meaning our shvarim, and also do tashrat. So the Gemara answers, Mesapkale, Rabbi was Mesopik Dilma Ganach V'Yalil. Perhaps a trua is actually a groaning sound and a short cry sound, meaning our shvarim and our trua together, and that's what we have to do, a shvarim and a trua together. So the Gemara asks, if so, if he was really Mesopik that perhaps a trua is a shvarim and a trua together, so then Liyavid Nami Ipcho, he should do the opposite. He should do tekiya, trua, shlosh shvarim, and then another tekiya, because Dilma Yalil V'Ganach. Perhaps it's a short blast and then slightly longer blast. So the Gemara answers, Stama de Milsa, the standard thing is, Ki Misr Be'inish Milsa, if something bad happens to a person, Beresha Ganach, first he moans, first he groans, which is slightly longer blast, so that's a shvarim, Bahadr Yalil, and then he cries these short bursts of crying. As we said, we learn how we blow shofar from the mother of Sisera who was crying when he didn't come back home, and usually the way a person cries is first they let out long groans, which is like our shvarim, and only then they break down sobbing, which is shorter blasts, hence we have shvarim and then trua and not the other way around. And our Mishnah said, and now we have a bunch of halachas about blowing shofar. Rabbi Yechon, he says, let's say a person heard 9 tekiyas, meaning heard tekiya, trua, and tekiya across 9 hours of the day, yatsa, he's yaitse. Even though we heard one at 1 hour, one another hour, he's still yaitse. And Tainami Hach, we have a brass like that. Shama tesha tekiyas, b'tesha shais bayayim, 9 tekiyas across 9 hours of the day, yatsa, he's yaitse, even though there's so much time in between these tekiyas. However, mitas b'nei adam ke'echad, if he hears 9 shofar blasts from 9 people at the same exact time, lo yatsa, he's not yaitse. That's because we already said previously that a person can't possibly process 2 sounds at the same time, therefore he's not going to be yaitse that. If he hears a tekiya from one person and trua from another person, yatsa, he's going to be yaitse chiyuv v'afil b'sirugan, even if it's at intervals, afil kol yom kuloi, even if it takes the entire day for him to hear the entire shofar. Now, Miyam Rabbi Yechon, Hachi the Gemara says, Rabbi Yechon really say that? From Rabbi Yechon, Mishum Rav Shimei Tzaddik, Rabbi Yechon said, B'halal Megillah, if a person saying Halal Megillah, and then he stopped in the middle, Im Shakadei Ligmar Skula, if he waited the amount of time that it would have taken him to say the whole thing, Chaz l'Rosh, he has to go back to the beginning. So how could we say that Rabbi Yechon holds that you're allowed to hear shofar across the entire day? There's a lot of time in between those blasts, and he should really have to go to the beginning every time. The Gemara says, Loi Kasha, there's no problem. Hadi Day, this is his opinion. Rabbi Yechon himself allows there to be big intervals in between. Hadi Rabbi, this is Rabbi's opinion, Rabbi Shimei Tzaddik, who does not allow there to be big intervals. The Gemara asks, V'di Day Lai, is Rabbi Yechon's opinion really that there's no problem to have a big lapse in between? Rabbi Vo was walking behind Rabbi Yechon. Rabbi Vo was saying Kriya Shema. When they got to dirty alleyways where you're not allowed to say Kriya Shema, Ishtik, Rabbi Vo was quiet. Basar de Chalif, after they left this alleyway, so Amar Rabbi Vo asked Rabbi Yechon, Ma'u Ligmar, am I allowed to finish saying Shema? Amar Rabbi Yechon responded, Im Shas Kedei Ligmar Skula, if you waited the amount of time it would have taken you to say the whole Shema, Chazal Rosh, so you have to go back to the beginning. So we see very clearly that Rabbi Yechon himself holds that you are not allowed to have so much time in between. So the Gemara answers, no, Hachi Kamar, this is what Rabbi Yechon was telling him. Ledidi, according to me, like severely, I don't even hold that you have to stop saying Kriya Shema when you go into these dirty alleyways. Just cover your mouth, and you can still continue saying Kriya Shema. And therefore, even if you pause, you don't have to go back to the beginning. But according to you, that you hold that you do have to stop, so then you would have to go back to the beginning if you pause the amount of time it would have taken you to say the whole thing. And Tanabana, we have a brasa. Tekiya is the blast of the chatzosers that are sounded on a tainus on a fast day. In ma'akvezu, they're not ma'akav each other, and brachas in ma'akvezu. These extra brachas that are said on a fast day, they're also not ma'akav each other, meaning if the congregation was only able to blow the shofar and not say the extra brachas, or vice versa, that's not a problem. Whereas tekiyas or brachas for Rosh Hashanah, Rosh Yom Kippur, ma'akvez, the tekiyas and the brachas of Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, those are ma'akav each other, meaning you have to blow shofar on Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, and you also have to say the special Musaf Shemina Esrei, and Rashi says you have to do this together. My time, why is that? Amar Rabba, Amar Kadosh Baruch Hu, Hashem says, in Rosh Hashanah, Malchus Uchanis v'Shofars. On Rosh Hashanah, you're supposed to say Malchus Uchanis v'Shofars. Malchus, the reason why you say that is Kadesha Tamlichuni Aleichem, so you could accept my sovereignty over you. Zechariah, you say the Kadesha Yaveh Lefanis Uchainechem L'Taiva, so that your remembrance can come in front of me for the good. And Ubameh, how are you supposed to say these b'Shofar with a Shofar? So those are ma'akav each other. On Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur, you do have to say Malchus Uchanis and Shofars along with Shofar blasts. And we had said in the Mishnah, Misha Berach V'Achach Nisman Al Shofar, a person he davened Shemina Esrei, only afterwards he got a Shofar, Tekeh Meiriv Tekeh, so then he blows Shofar after his Musaf Shemina Esrei. And the Gemara learns out from there. Time to Havale Shofar Meikar. That's because he didn't have a Shofar when he was davening Shemina Esrei. Havale Shofar Meikar. But if he had a Shofar when he was davening Shemina Esrei, Ki Shamalahu Asay the Brachas Shamalahu. When he sounds the Shofar blast, he has to do those in the order of the Brachas, meaning he has to sound the Shofar in the middle of his silent Shemina Esrei, which is what Nusach Sfar does. They do not sound Shofar during Chazar Sashatz. They sound Shofar during quiet Shemina Esrei, and that's what a private person is supposed to do as well. Rav Papa Bar Shmuel Kamatzuli. Rav Papa Bar Shmuel got up and he was davening in private. Amar Lashame. He told his attendant, Kin here Nalach, when I signal signal to you, taka lisa, and you should blow shofar for me. Meaning, when I'm in the middle of my quiet Shemoneh Esrei, I'm going to motion to you and signal to you that I'm at the end of Malchus or Chayin or Shofars, and then you should blow shofar for me. Amalei Rava told our Papa Bar Shmuel, Loi Amru, that was only said El B'Chever ear if you're with the tzibur. Only if you're with the tzibur, you're allowed to blow the shofar in the middle of quiet Shemoneh Esrei, but not when you're by yourself. And Tayanami Hach, we have a brass like this. Kshu Shaiman, when a person sounds the shofar, Shaiman Al HaSeder Ve'al Seder Brachas. He blows them in order and in the order of the brachas, meaning after Malchus, after Zecharia, and after shofars. Now, in Madar Room, when was that said? B'Chever ear, only when he's in the tzibur. Avol Shloi B'Chever ear, if he's davening by himself, he's not in the tzibur. Shaiman Al HaSeder V'Shaloi Al Seder Brachas. He does them in order, obviously. He blows the shofar blast in order, but not while he's davening Shemoneh Esrei. That's called Seder Brachas. It's only after he's finished Shemoneh Esrei, then he blows shofar. And now that we have a right for what Rava said, we just continue the brayso. V'yachid Shaloi Taka. If we have an individual that did not blow shofar, he didn't hear shofar, Chaver Tekei, so his friend could blow for him. But v'yachid Shaloi Birach. If we have an individual, he didn't daven Shemoneh Esrei, he didn't daven Musaf, and Chaver Mevarchov, his friend is not allowed daven for him. And a mitzvah, b'taikin Yosem and Mavarchin. It's a mitzvah to be with people that are blowing shofar more than it's a mitzvah to be with people that are davening Shemoneh Esrei. Ketzad, what exactly is that case? So Shtei Yaris, if we have two cities, Ba'achas Taikin, Ba'achas Mavarchin, one of them they're only going to be blowing shofar and they're not going to be davening, and the other one they're going to be davening b'tzibur, but they're not going to be blowing shofar. So Halchal L'Makom Shetaikin ve'in Halchal L'Makom Shemavarchin. A person, if he obviously doesn't have his own shofar and if he can't daven on his own, he goes to the place where they're going to be blowing shofar and not where they're going to be davening Shemoneh Esrei, not where they're going to be davening Musaf. The Gemara asks Pshita, isn't that obvious? Hadaraisa, Hadrabanan. Blowing shofar is Dairaisa, whereas davening is only Darabanan. So of course you're going to go do the Dairaisa, not the Darabanan. The Gemara answers, Lo Tzricha, the whole Chiddush is the Afagav, the Ha-Vadai, the Ha-Safek. Even though this is a Vadai, if he's going to go to the place where they're going to be davening Musaf, he's most definitely going to get the minyan over there. Whereas it's only a Safek whether or not he's going to be able to hear shofar, because by the time he gets there, they might have blown shofar already. Nonetheless, we learn from here that he should go to the place where he's going to end up being Yotzei Chiv Da'iraisa, even though it's only a Safek, as opposed to going to the place where he's going to be Yotzei Chiv Da'rabanan, even though that's a Vadai. We're going to stop here for the day, pick up tomorrow, finishing the Masechta for now. Everyone should have a wonderful day.